Yes, dudes, we are back for another episode of Let's Watch SHIELDBRO. Your boy is back to check out this episode, and as a matter of fact, I already did check out this episode, and I have a lot to say about it. And I'm going to go fully in depth with this episode because I have strong feelings for this one, and you guys are going to want to hear it. Now, I know you guys have come here for the reaction. You also want to see my review on the episode. Reaction will be in the description below. A redirect link for you guys to check out my reaction, see my thoughts, my feelings, and the emotions that I showed for this particular episode. But after that, you need to get your asses back here and see my review because I'm going to go in serious detail with this one, and I have a lot to say. So I definitely recommend coming back here, seeing my review, my thoughts on it. Everything that I didn't like about the anime before has been restored. I'm just letting you know that, and I have a lot to say. So definitely go check out this video. And of course, before you go to the reaction, I know you guys are scrolling down right now. Make sure you show some love here for this creator and leave a like for me. And of course, anything that you have to say about the reaction, my review, leave it all in the comment section here. So I'm going to be starting a review in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Finally. I finally got the episode that I needed. This was everything I needed in this show. I honestly was not knowing what to expect, and I did say prior to the reaction that I wanted this show to succeed. I wanted this episode in particular, or the episodes going forward, to change my opinion on this anime. And my god, did this episode do just that. I have to say this, dudes. My emotions are all over the place with this episode because I felt nothing but, I want to say, a sense of confusion going forward in this first particular part of the episode. Like, I didn't know where it was going to go. I was kind of left in anticipation. But then I was fueled with anger and rage, just feeling the frustration that Naifumi was experiencing. You know, just seeing the spear hero acting so arrogant and high and mighty and just trying to butt in when he shouldn't. He's just an egotistical maniac. And that kind of stuff pisses me off. I hate people like that. You know, in the real world, I cannot stand people like that are egotistic. I think that they're superior. You know, they have this superior complex. And that was really pissing me off. Not to mention he's freaking thought that keeps appearing now and again that wants to help him and just drives my anger through the roof. Like this girl, every time I see her, you know, just knowing what she did in the first episode, just knowing what she was responsible for. Like, let's be honest, she was one of the main reasons this community has shunned the poor shield hero. And that really pisses me off to see her. I honestly never hated an anime character as much as I hated her. I know that's fairly strong of me to say, considering the amount of anime I've watched, the amount of characters I've come across. But honestly, I don't see anything likable about her whatsoever. Like, at all. So seeing her just added to the rage. It added to the anger that I had for this particular episode. Now, seeing Shield Hero having the upper hand in the first round, I want to say, of this duel that he was challenged, I was so excited. I was getting, you know, I had that emotion of happiness and hype and excitement that, you know, SHIELDBRO, he may not have offensive weapons, but he knows how to use his sacred weapon or his special gear to actually get the upper hand. And this spear hero guy, he didn't know what was going on, dude. He hadn't a fucking clue what was happening. He couldn't even fathom the fact that SHIELDBRO was actually getting the upper hand on him. He wasn't used to this, being the egotistical maniac that he is. And of course, in order for him to win this duel, he needed outside interference by his bitch, dare I say. And, you know, I just hate the fact that the entire community, this entire building of people that have been spectating this, decided not to say a thing about the interference in this duel. Like, honestly, that to me was morally wrong as a community. It kind of kind of paints a light of what this community is like, how easily they're influenced by royalty, the king, you know, that kind of stuff. This is a lot of things that I don't like in the real world when it comes to the term being a sheep. And that's what was kind of showcased here in this episode, that this community, they follow the sheep. So if Shield Hero is considered a rapist, if he's considered scum of society from one person, especially the king, then everybody is going to see him as scum of society. And that's exactly what was happening in this scene, and that added even more rage to me as a viewer. I honestly have never been so angry watching an episode of an anime until today, but that's what made the ending of this show that much more bittersweet, because Shield or Sword Sis, Raphtalia, stood up for him. You know, even hearing from other people of what he had supposedly done, it wasn't enough to convince her that he was scum of society. She knew from being with him and training with him and seeing what kind of person he truly is, that she knew that what they were saying was false. She wasn't going to believe that, and she was going to stand by him, and that warmed my heart so much. Now, trust me, prior to this, when they were freeing her and, you know, getting rid of her slavery, if that's what they want to call it, even though they had her tied up and they had her mouth covered up, I don't understand how that is making her a free girl. Like, yes, they removed the seal, okay, but why did they have her tied up? Like, that to me was just, I have a lot of anger and rage that have built up inside me from this episode, but thankfully the ending has given what I wanted to see. And you know what really put the icing on the cake for me of this episode? Seeing the other two heroes acknowledge the fact that cheating was in fact happening in this. And it just kind of gives you that perspective of them. Yes, they're players, and yes, they're aware when another player is cheating. So they're not going to work like the NPCs of this world and, you know, follow the sheep. They knew he cheated. And finally, seeing that the compassion that Raphtalia showed tonight for me in this episode, the two heroes seeing what kind of care and how much he means to her. You know, they seen that and they knew, God, he must really be a good guy. And I finally got the compassion I was looking for, because I did say in the previous episodes that the anime was good, but it was lacking in some areas with characters. And I did say, now you can't quote me on it, because I did say that I want to see how this anime plays out. Maybe I'm wrong, it's too early to criticize, even though I was criticizing in the previous episode. I felt like it was too early to do so. I had to give this anime a chance to explain what's going on and give me a better understanding of the characters, and this episode, it had done it, because finally the other heroes showed compassion towards SHIELDBRO, and they knew that yes, he actually may be a good guy, because they have displayed some sort of care for one another. Like, Raphtalia had shown that she really cares about Naifumi. He's a good guy. And in doing so has, you know, gotten rid of that bitterness that he's had, that's caused him not to taste food, that had put him in a negative perspective of this world. Like, nothing was going his way, so he had to embrace that. Like, there was moments in this where he truly embraced the fact that people hated him, because it's all it's all he knew, it's all he could understand in this episode, because it's all he was given. Nothing but being shun out, negativity from the community, nobody liking him, and just treating him like a piece of shit. So he felt like a piece of shit and acted upon it, because there was nothing else more. You know, if the world is going to see you like a piece of shit and there's nothing you can do about it, then you just have to embrace it, you know? And that's what he was doing until now. Until Raphtalia is not only free, okay, but now is willingly going to be a companion rather than a slave. Yes, okay, technically she was a slave. She got the seal of slavery. And yes, that gave Naofumi the ability to control her. But like she stated in this episode, she did not she was not controlled by Naofumi in that kind of matter. And Spear Bro, I want to call him, or Dickhead, actually that's a better name for him, just thought that maybe she was being used for other things and he was the noble one by setting her free. When, you know what, at the very beginning of this, I like the fact that they actually explained that all of this was planned. Now, I know you can put the pieces together yourself and you can basically predict that the whole thing was planned, because it's obviously really, really suspicious from the get-go. But now knowing that this girl is actually the king's daughter, okay, and she knew if she wanted to get into good graces of the spear hero, who is considered the best of the four, she'd have to do something to put SHIELDBRO in a position where he gets casted out and Spear Hero, or Dickhead, can actually get the upper hand, and he will like her because she has this built-up obsession with the Spear Hero. I don't know what it is, whether it's because he wields probably one of the strongest weapons amongst the four. I don't know which weapon is the strongest, but yes, he is the most impressive right now when it comes to offensive abilities. But from what we've seen between the duel of Naofumi and this Dickhead, we've seen that Naofumi has been training much more harder than this guy. You know what, he's maybe has spent too much time, embracing the luxuries of this world, being given everything, having the favoritism from the king, and lacked the experiences. Naofumi had to literally be in shit day in and day out and deal with crap day in and day out and struggle on the minimalist of things in order to survive in this world. And that has shown very, very much so in this duel. He kicked his ass, let's be honest, and he was kicking his ass to the point that there was outside interference. Like, to the point of humiliation. He was really humiliating the Spear Hero. Like, really humiliating him. My boy Naofumi doesn't have offensive abilities. He cannot attack, but he used his brains to win this fight. And yes, in my opinion, he did win this fight. And I think that goes for everybody that has watched this episode. And I love the fact that we finally got what we needed to see. I finally got what I needed to see in this episode. And that was care for Naofumi. Someone that actually cared for him. Somebody that actually believes in him. Even if it's just one person, it's enough to lift his spirits, and that's exactly what happened. Even though he completely just had enough and didn't want to do any more and had given up on this world. Like, there was nothing that could change his mind until Raphtalia said, I care for you, I'm here for you, and he got the hug that he needed. And I was so incredibly emotional, dude. Like, honestly, I've never felt so angry and so sad, but yet so happy at the exact same time ever before until I watched this episode of Shield Hero. Like, this has put Shield Hero very high up in the ranks of Winter Anime 2019. I did say Dororo is my favorite, and I still stand by Dororo. Okay, but I think SHIELDBRO has made its way into second position from this episode, and I am so happy because I was losing a little bit of hope from this show, but you guys kept my spirits alive with it. You said, just wait, DB Geek, just wait, trust me, it's going to get so much better and you're going to enjoy it. And this one episode was enough for me to change my mind and change my perspective of this anime, because it has developed the characters so much more. I now see the heroes in a different light. I now know who really is the egotistical dickhead of the group. It is the Spear Hero. And do I think he can improve? Yes, because he did show some sort of emotion in this episode. He showed that being wrong, it stunned him because he's so used to being the superior one. And I think he's gonna learn. Maybe it's gonna take a lot longer, but I think he's gonna learn, especially that the other two heroes approached him and called him out on his cheat. Like, that kind of shot him down off his pedestal, and I liked seeing that. I liked seeing the compassion from the other heroes, because now I see them as significant characters, because I didn't see them as significant characters starting off in this show. I honestly didn't see them. I didn't see them as anything of an emotional or significant value in this anime. But from watching this episode alone, like, it's crazy. It's crazy how one episode has done so much for me as a viewer. Now, I've learned a lot from watching anime for years. I've been watching anime for a very, very long time, since I can remember. And seeing this is exactly what this show needed for me as a viewer to enjoy. And I can tell you one thing, I loved it. I loved the emotion in this episode. I loved how this episode made me feel, even though I honestly felt like walking away from the first section of this episode, because it really made my blood boil. I felt so incredibly sorry for Naofumi. I felt really, really sorry for him, to the point that I wanted to give him a hug. And to see Raphtalia give the hug that I wanted to give felt so good. It filled me with so many emotions, dudes. My emotions were all over the place with this episode, but they left it on a great, great ending. The bitterness is gone. He can finally see the world in a more positive perspective, knowing that there is actually somebody that's by his side, that cares about him and believes him and doesn't see him as a scumbag. That's incredible. Everybody just give this fucking anime a boola bus, which means a round of applause in Irish. Freaking amazing episode, dude. I loved it. I'm so happy. You have no idea how happy I am. I wanted to have fate in this show, and now my fate has been restored. Thank you, writers of SHIELDBRO. Thank you so much for delivering the episode that I needed. The missing piece to this anime. Incredible. Incredible. Anyway, that's all I have to say. For as you can see from this review, I had very, very strong feelings towards this episode. I had very, very strong opinions on it now. And like I said, it's been highlighted and it has moved up the ranks in Winter Anime 2019. And I cannot wait for the next few episodes. I'm actually extremely excited for episode 5 now, knowing that there's other characters out there that I feel more about. I think they're more significance now. I understand them a lot more. I understand how this world works. You know, it's just great. And now the relationship between Raphtalia and Naofumi, like, it's so much stronger than ever before, because now they're companions rather than slave and master. They're companions. Even though they've worked as companions from the beginning, they're officially companions, and she's with him willingly. Not against her will, willingly. And she believes in him, and she cares for him, and he does her. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my review, and I thank you so much for heading over to the reaction and seeing that too. I'm sure you guys feel the same way as I do. Like, this was an emotional episode and I loved it. If you guys did enjoy my reaction and my review, make sure you leave a like here. We're going to go for a like goal, okay? I don't know if we're going to hit it, but we're going to try hit it. If we can smash 1,000 likes for this review, it would mean the world to me. And of course, if you guys are new to the channel, you really enjoyed the kind of emotion and compassion and passion that I felt for this particular episode, why don't you subscribe to the channel? Because I'm going to be watching SHIELDBRO from here on in until the show is over. I'm going to be staying dedicated to the episodes. I'm going to stay dedicated to the anime as a whole. And I want to know more about it. And I think when the anime has actually come to a conclusion, I'm definitely going to pick up the light novels and give them a read as well. And really give you guys in-depth stuff about Shield Hero. Because I feel like I'm invested enough to do so. So if you guys want to see that kind of stuff, you want to be a part of the journey, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel to 100,000 subscribers. I've been here a while. You know, some people call me one of the OGs when it comes to reacting to anime. And I want to reach this goal. Like 2019, I've said to myself that 100,000 subscribers is where I'm going to be soon. And I want to get there. I want us to get there as a community. So if you could help me out, it would really mean the world to me. Anyway, thank you so much. This is almost a 20-minute review. But thank you so much for sitting down, watching it with me, and just hearing everything that I had to say. It's absolutely incredible for you guys to join me day in and day out for what I do here. Anyway, like I said, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and as always, stay geeky, stay cool, be awesome, and be happy, and I'll see you dudes in my next SHIELDBRO video. See you later, dudes.